All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about funding. Okay, how did I fund my business leveraging credit? Now, I actually got a question from a viewer. Interesting, you said you use credit to fund your business. Can you go more into that? And you also said you use a personal loan. How did that work? And are you still doing that? By the way, love your videos. Well, thank you so much for the comment. And we're going to be breaking down exactly how the funding process worked. I'm going to first talk about how I got started, why that wasn't the greatest way, but it's the way that worked for me at the time, and then how I'm doing it now. All right, so let's just jump into it. I always say, if you want to do something new, find someone that's already doing it, pay them to teach you so you don't make the same mistakes that they've already made. So step number one in starting my ATM business, I had to find a mentor. Okay, I had to find someone that was already doing it. What is a processor? Where do I find one? Where do I find the supplier? Where do I place it? How do I place it? Do I need a contract? All this stuff, right, kind of came into my head when I was trying to figure it out. I just want to kind of stress how important it is to find a mentor, how important it is to find someone that's already doing that thing that you want to do. That way they save you so much time. I knew if I wanted to do this business correctly, I had to find someone that already did it. So once I found a mentor, what did I need to do? I first needed an ATM machine. First thing when I got started was I needed to purchase my machine, right? But I didn't have the money to purchase it. I bought the machine, right? February 2020 on a Chase Freedom Unlimited card for 12 months. All right. So my mentality was the machine is going to produce me roughly, I was shooting for $300 to $400 a month. Whatever the machine produced, I would then take that money and I would take it and pay back the credit line that I used to buy the machine, right? Because it took me about 5 to 6 months because of the shutdown, I had 6 months to pay it off, which was a lot shorter than I expected, which is fine. Now, when I finally got the machine placed in its business, it was doing pretty well. It was roughly bringing me in roughly about $300 to $400 a month, okay, on that one machine, which is pretty good. But I needed to fill it more often with more cash. I took out a personal loan. It was $3,000, right? It was $3,000 at a rate of 2.99% interest for 40 months, okay? The best thing about this though was the first 4 months, I didn't need to make one payment, okay? I was making off of this money that I borrowed was on average 5 to 6%, okay? I was making, if on the luckier days, 13.75%, okay? And you're probably wondering, okay, how did you get 13.75% on the money that you borrowed? A lot of people would just come and take out maybe like $20, right? And I'm making the same surcharge off that $20, which would roughly make it a little bit more than 13.75%, but that's what I was making at the time. But on a normal day, it was 5 to 6%, but it could go up to 13%, all right? So for the first 4 months, I wasn't making any payments, right? I didn't even make payments until after the 4 months. So I was lending out the money, generating interest on that. So that's roughly about $150 every single month. So after the 4 months, I came out on top, $600 in profit. Well, not really profit, but you know what I mean. So I came out on the top, $600 that I could then use to pay off my personal loan, which was at the time $89 a month, right? That's what I owed, $89 a month, and I was making about roughly about $300 to $400. Subtract that, right? That's what I was making on about a monthly after my expenses. But I was making 5 to 6% on that $3,000, which gave me about $600 off of that money that I borrowed. This isn't a bad way to start, okay? I ended up paying off my personal loan, I think maybe like 8 or 9 months into the actual loan. I just decided I wanted to do a credit stack. So what I did was I paid off my entire loan. That way my debt would be a lot lower and I'd have higher approval rates, but that's a different story. But I'm gonna share with you guys how I'm doing it now. I needed to buy more machines, right? So I'm gonna put some antennas on there. Okay, so I needed to buy more machines, right? But I didn't want to use my Chase Freedom Unlimited card because the 0% interest was up now. So how was I going to purchase these machines on leverage. Chase business cards, okay, at 0% interest. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why you want to leverage your business credit cards. I'm gonna give you guys 3 main ones, okay? Number one, they give you 0% interest for X amount of months, which will allow you more time to pay back that asset. Number two, they usually give you a lot higher lines, right? So you have more play, right? You have more leverage, you have more room to play around with. And number three, biggest thing is it doesn't report. Let me write this down because this is the gem right here. This is huge, okay? When you leverage your business credit cards, it does not report to your personal credit, which is great because your personal credit will be intact, which will allow you to apply for more credit cards. So now I have a brand new machines on a 0% interest credit card. I have 12 months to pay off this asset. I also need to fill these machines. So what I did is I got another 0% interest card, okay? I got the credit line, whatever the credit line was, right? Took a credit line, right, of a 0% interest card. I liquidated that line into cold hard cash at 0% interest. All right, once I liquidated that credit card into 0% interest, I took this money and I put it into the ATM. All right, and now these ATMs are generating benefit of doubt 5 to 8%, right, on average, depending how much people pull in, off of 0% money that I borrowed, which is also known as OPM, right? OPM, other people's money. So I'm making 5 to 6% off of 0% interest money that I borrowed from my credit card through an asset that I then leveraged 0% interest business credit cards to purchase. And that's what makes it so fascinating to me, because I had bought the machine completely off of 0% interest credit on business credit cards, which would then protect my personal credit, okay? So if you're gonna buy an asset, you wanna make sure you buy it off of business credit cards, right? 0% interest business credit cards, if you're gonna leverage it this way, because you wanna keep your personal credit intact. And then I liquidated a 0% interest credit line or credit card so that I could take the cash, put it into the machines. The machines then get lend out the money, and I'm making about 5 to 8% off of that money as well. So this is the way I funded my business leveraging credit. But then again, when I first started, I didn't do it this way. I always tell people, you know, they always want, oh, I want to get started in this, I want to do that, you know, but I don't have my credit ready, or I don't have any cash, or I don't know how it's working. I always tell people, don't worry about the how. Just get started, start taking action. I'd rather you do it this way, figure out this isn't the best way, and then kind of shift, than sit down and not do anything for years, right? Look, like how I did this was terrible, because when I used my personal credit card to buy the machine, it damaged my personal credit because my utilization was really high, and that's not something that you really want, right? And I used a personal loan, which also added more debt onto my personal line of my personal credit report. I have, which isn't that bad, but really I was paying 2.9% on borrowed money. Yes, I was making about 5, 6, 13% on that borrowed money, but I could have been making 5, 8, 13% off of 0% interest money. Okay, and that's why credit is so powerful. That's why it's so exciting, and I always stress to people how important your credit is. All right, so then if I brought you any type of value, do me a favor and hit the like button. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job, and also consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be making more videos like this. I want to be helping you guys out as well. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.